Hello guys, what is up? It's Jessica. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about something that I've been meaning to do this for a while, but I've been putting it off because I've been lazy and trash. But with this week being my vacation from work, which I was supposed to be in Florida because, you know, cheerleading world championship competition, you know, that big thing for all-star cheer that my team ended up deciding not to go for a bid for. But anyway, besides the point, it's been canceled, so I am not in Florida. You know, there's a pandemic going on, so there's that. But I should be in Florida right now, and that makes me think about, you know, Disney, and the fact that I should be in Disney, and I'm not. But next year, we come up for you, world. We come in full swinging. But yeah, got me thinking about Disney. Clearly, I like Disney a little bit. I got my ears on my wall. I got on my plush pillow pets. Well, not all my plushes. My pillow pets. I have a little, you can't even see, but I have a Figment one and a Pluto one. I have my little Sorcerer Mick chilling back there. It's kind of off topic. But I wanted to come on here really quick, and I wanted to just do a little video talking about the things that you need to know before you apply for the Disney College program, or even think about applying for it. Because there are some things that I wish I would have known before I went. And obviously the pandemic going on right now, they canceled the program, and it extremely sucks because I should be leaving in like 3 weeks to go to Florida for the summer. My phone just yeeted across the room. Love that for me. I should be leaving in 3 weeks to go to Florida for the summer to work back at Disney World doing merchandise, and I was so freaking excited. But that's not happening because the pandemic, and it's been canceled, and I'm very upset. If you couldn't tell, I use sarcasm to hide my pain. Anyways, so basically there's some things that, oh, the way I should probably talk about this. I have done the program once before. I'm not just talking about this like, hey, you should know this before you apply, because, you know, I got accepted, but then I'm not actually going because I would be uneducated. But I am educated because I actually did the program back in 2018. I did one from June to December of 2018 over at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, doing 2 different roles. I did attractions and merchandise, and it was amazing, and I met literally some of my best friends. I love them, and I miss them all. I have a picture of them on my bedside table. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Fab Five. You the real ones that matter. Basically, I did a program, and it was one of the best experiences of my entire life, and that is why I reapplied, and that is why I tried to go on a program again, but, you know, the world's ending, so things kind of got postponed and changed, but that's besides the point. So, Disney College Program, the things you need to know before you apply. There are some things that I wish I would have known, and there's some things that I'm glad I didn't know, and those things I'm glad I didn't know, I'm not going to tell you, because those things are things like what happens in traditions, which, I mean, it's pretty obvious if you go and, like, you know, search a video anywhere. But there's some things there's little secrets and little things that happen that people don't really share online, and I'm not going to share those because those are little things that happen, and they're a surprise, and they're amazing, and there will be things like that, so keep that in mind, all the stuff I'm telling you, because some of the stuff isn't necessarily the most positive things, but it's good to know, and I wish I would have known before I went into the program. Okay, so basically, things I wish I knew. I wish I would have, not even things that I wish I knew, things that you need to know before you go, which I know a lot of people do know this, but it is a job. At the end of the day, you're going to work. You're going for, you know, the experience, obviously, but it's still, you're going there with the purpose of working a job. And I feel like a lot of people kind of lose this in the process of, hey, it's still going to be working, and you're still going to have days where you're like, oh my god, I gotta go to work. I don't want to go to work. I never thought I would be the kind of person that's like, oh my god, I have to go to work today. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go to a freaking Magic Kingdom. Who would have thought that I would ever have that thought cross my mind? But I did, and obviously I loved my job, and that's why I applied again, because I absolutely loved the experience and I thought it was amazing. But there's still days where you don't want to get out of bed and you don't want to go to work. And even if you love your job, there's still going to be those days where you just, you know, don't feel the best, and you just kind of feel a little bit sick, but you don't feel sick enough to call in, or you're just really tired, or whatever. It's a job at the end of the day. And although the experiences and the opportunities and everything that you get during the program make it all worth it, you still have to keep in mind going into it, you're going to be working. You're not going to play. You're going to work. And so, as much as it's fun to go and play in the parks, you need to keep in mind your purpose of the program is to work for the Disney company. And you have to always have that thought in the back of your mind, because if you don't, then things can kind of not go the best. I know quite a few people that went in with the expectation of, I'm going because I'm going to go live and play in the parks for 6 months or 3 months, however long they went for. They didn't last because they went in with the expectation of going to play in the parks every single day. And in reality, oh my god, that scared me so bad. I'm home alone right now. My parents went for a walk with my dog. My brother's at work. I heard the door open, like, in my parents' bedroom across the hall, and I'm like, nobody's in the house right now. So I went and checked, and it was my cat opening the frickin' door. My cat knows how to open doors, people. This is what I live with, and this is why I have crappy sleep some nights, because I literally wake up to my door swinging open and hearing bang at 4 a.m. and it's my cat. So if I ever wake up petrified, it's her fault. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, there's quite a few people that I know, not quite a few, but there's people that I know that they didn't last their whole program. They ended up going home early because they didn't, you know, go into it with the right mindset. And yeah, so make sure you realize that it's still a job and you're going to be working a lot. And although it might be fun and you might enjoy your job, it's still a job and there's going to be good and bad days. And with that being said, is there's going to be good and bad days. Every single day is not going to be all sunshines and rainbows and magic. It's not like that. Obviously, Disney's such a, you know, positive, outgoing, like, magical company, and when you think of Disney, when you think of Disney parks, you think of magic and you think of happiness. They're a company in the business of making memories. They're in the business of making happiness, and that's what they do. They make happiness and memories and magic and moments for people to remember. And sometimes those moments don't go as planned. And when people go in with the expectation of, you know, having this most amazing magical trip that's going to be the trip of a lifetime, and it rains, or a ride breaks down, or their suitcase gets lost in the plane, or, you know, their kid is grumpy, or their ankle hurts, or their feet hurt from walking, or, you know, it's more crowded than they expected it to be, or they didn't do their research and didn't understand how fast passes worked, and then they're all booked up for the day. Everything doesn't go as planned. There's some people that go and they have the best trip of their entire life, and that's fantastic. That's some of my favorite things. I feel like I need to put ears on for this video. I'm gonna grab my grad ears, because these ones are cute. And they have Storybook Circus and Adventureland, which are the two areas that I worked in. I did merchandise at Storybook Circus and did attractions in Adventureland. So basically, I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, people go in with the expectation of having the best trip of their entire life, and they might, and that's fantastic if they do, but not everyone's gonna get that. And when stuff doesn't go as planned, they look to whoever they see to let their anger and sadness and whatever out of them. So there's gonna be some guests that are going to yell at you or get mad at you or say to you, you've ruined my vacation, you've ruined my trip, you've ruined my life, whatever it might be. I mean, life's a little bit, you know, over the top. But there's people who are like that and who are going to say some pretty hurtful, horrible things. And I don't know if there's a single person out there who has been a CP, who's been a college program participant, and hasn't either cried on the way to work, on the way home from work, or at work, on stage, backstage, whatever it might be. There's times, especially during training, especially when you're new and stressed out and like all this anxiety is there, even if you're super excited and outgoing, it's still a stressful and anxious and, you know, not the best time sometimes. Like, it's super fun and it's kind of amazing to like finally do it, but it's stressful and you want to do your best. And that's why I think you get so stressed out about it, why we all get so stressed about it, is because it's something that we've wanted to do for such a long time. So it's something that we're really, really, you know, invested in, and we don't want anything to go wrong. And so when, you know, a guest gets upset or something doesn't go perfect, like our spiel or whatever it might be, it's hard to handle and it's something that is difficult to deal with. And so, like, for me, example, I had to do a spiel. I worked in the Tiki Room in Adventureland, and I had to learn not only the Tiki Room spiels and how to work the attraction, how to run the show. I also had to learn the magic carpets of Aladdin, how to work the ride, because if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically Dumbo but magic carpets. I had to learn how to run the ride, and I also had to know how to do the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, which was very, very simple, very straightforward. Spent like half a day, not even like an hour and a half maybe of my day training for the treehouse, and that was it, because you just stood there and you knew where the exits were and entrances were, and it was very, very straightforward, and that was pretty much it. Like, you had to know the show scenes, but then you didn't actually need to know them, so it was very straightforward. But basically, I had to learn 3 different attractions, basically 2 different attractions, but there was 3 that were, you know, listed on my thing. It was ATT, Aladdin, Tiki, Treehouse, and for someone who isn't super, super, like, confident with public speaking, I was very, very nervous about the Tiki Room, because I've never been one that's been good at giving speeches or poems or presentations or whatever it might be. I've never been the kind of person that's been able to do that. The only time that I've ever been comfortable talking to a crowd is at a concert. I will talk to whoever about whatever, whenever. If it's something that I need to get done, if it's a fan project I'm running where I need to hand out signs or explain something, or just organizing a group of people, I can handle that. And that's something that I'm very, very confident with doing. It's something I can stand on a freaking bike rack or on top of like the, well, not the, on top of it, but like stand on top of the barricade kind of thing and like yell out to people, hey, everyone know what's going on, everyone know the fan project, anyone need a sign, whatever it might be. And I'm okay with that. But any other situation, I haven't ever been comfortable with it. And when I found out that I was working AT&T, I was so nervous. I had so much anxiety about it. I literally, that's one of the reasons why I came home crying, is because I was so anxious about my stupid speech. My stupid spiel, which isn't that long, but just presenting it in front of people with a spotlight on me into a megaphone, well, not a megaphone, like a little microphone, like that, whatever. Like I was so like, oh. I was so nervous. I didn't know what I was going to do. I called my parents. I was freaking out. I was like, I can't do this. I need to switch my role. I can't handle this. I can't do tiki theater. Like, there was 2 different positions where I had to learn spiels. There's 2 different positions in the tiki room. Theater and pre-show. And pre-show, I could have my sheet on me. I wasn't looking at the audience. I wasn't looking at the crowd of people waiting to go to the show. I was standing kind of in my own little corner where people enter in. I still had the microphone, but I could have my paper because no one was staring at me. That I was nervous about, but I could like read my lines over and over and over again, know how to say it, and say it perfectly fine. I had them memorized, but having that paper just made it like reassured to me, and I could do it. But the theater, with the spotlight on you, I'll put a little video after I finish talking about this, about my spiel. I got one little tiny snippet of it, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about for the tiki room. But yeah, I was so nervous, but as time goes on and you realize, hey, I'm here and I'm doing this, and it gets easier, and you become okay to do it. And I'll show the video now, but I did it, and I did it pretty damn well. I have to say, I had, you know, emotion in it. I didn't just like read lines. I actually like fed it to the audience, and it was such a simple spiel. It was a safety spiel, and it's a one little thing to put into the show, to start off the show, to talk to Jose, to wake him up. And I don't know. Here's the video. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of lost my point right now. But basically, it's all worth it, and it does get easier. It's gonna be hard at first. Even if you're a super like extroverted person. I'm a pretty introverted person. I am very shy and have definitely gotten a lot better. Disney has definitely expanded my confidence a lot with public speaking and just talking to people. But it's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I need to move on because I kind of lost my train of thought for that one. The next one is the whole situation with housing and roommates. It could be the absolute best thing ever, it could be the worst thing ever, or it could not really matter. So as you guys saw at the beginning, I talked about my roommates. I absolutely love them. I adore them. They are some of my best friends. I talk to them all the time. And I miss them like crazy. I was very, very fortunate with my roommates. We got along so well. There were 6 of us. 5 of us are best friends and talk every single day. One of us, how do I put this? One of us is not. But yeah, it was really, really amazing, and I love them, and I got really lucky. Some people aren't that lucky. I just almost dropped my hat off my head. So just keep in mind when you go into it, I have heard horror stories, but I've also heard amazing stories. And so if you go in with just a positive attitude, and I would advise getting Facebook if you don't have it, and going onto Facebook pages and finding your mates through there. Find people that you have things in common with, and most of the time it seems to work out okay when you find roommates ahead of time. Find them on Facebook, talk to people, figure out what things you have in common with what people. Find people in your city. If there's anyone close to you, go out for dinner, go out for lunch, go shopping, go whatever. Hang out with the person before you go and live with them, or before the program, even if you're not living with them, because it's nice to know a familiar face when you get there, because everyone's in the same boat. Not everyone, but a lot of people in the same boat. It's their first time experiencing this, first time with new people, first time experiencing this overwhelming thing. And so you really rely on each other, and I promise you, you will make friends if you're making friends at work, or through, you know, just housing events, or just different complex things, at the pool, at the beach. If you go to a beach, I don't know, you meet someone at the beach, I don't freaking know, at the parks, whatever. It's at work, I guess that's a big thing as well. Like I said, kind of the purpose of your program. But you will meet people and you won't be alone. I know I was definitely worried going into it thinking that I was going to be by myself the entire time, not having any friends, and it all works out.